Building automation system can be made in many different ways. The most common modern system are electronic control system in commercial buildings, such as office towers, schools, hospitals, warehouses, and retail malls. Building automation system makes the biggest impact on improving energy efficiency, system control, and convenience. In order to make the BAS system course to match industry requirement and industry current applied technology, we made a building automation system training station in which, based on typical building requirement, build a real building automation system with field controllers, network controllers, network server to allow the students learning it in much easier and modern way. Course include goes through real project documents such as trading document, engineers' specifications, mechanical drawings, electrical drawings, control shop drawings, control system structure, commission method, and so on. It will make our course face to real world and detail on documents. A typical building will include a boiler to provide the heating source to the building. A chiller provides the cooling energy to serve the building, and have a zone equipment such as air handling unit to service the big area, and then have a small unit like a VAV box to serve the small area like office, and have the heating unit to support small area or window side heating loss, radiators, and have the exhaust fans, makeup unit, and dampers. All of this equipment will be in our training station. This is our training station front view. On the top is a simulator panel to simulate all the input, output, air handling unit points. And the student can change the value through the simulator panel to see how system respond. At least have 4 control loops. Student can learn from this simulator panel. For example, the damper control loop, the heating valve control loop, cooling control loop, pressure control loop, and the CO2 controls, and so on. The bottom is the air handling unit, field controllers. We'll show how to wire this panel, how to commission this panel. Beside is revenue level power meters. This meter records all the energy consumption by this training panel. This is a back view of the training panel. On top, this one is the boiler and boiler controller. This is a VAV box controller and VAV reheating unit and the zone temperature sensor and the rad controller and the radiation rad control valves and the lighting control unit and the chiller controller. So you can see all that we mentioned the equipment. You can practice and do the work at this training panel. Now, let us go to the software side of the training station. So this is called the building automation system workstation. And from this workstation, we built the detailed document for students to learn. And we use the real project information to allow the students to face the real project and the current required technology. First one is a BAS Basics. Second one is engineering specs and mechanical joints, electrical joints, shelf joints, system structures, points list, data sheets, control sequences. And the building automation basics is very important for the new students to learn the BAS concept. And the specs engineering requirement for the system. If you want to see mechanical joint in detail, you click that, or you click other ones for the detail too. So you can have the engineering joint. So 20 pages engineering joint on the mechanical. So if we zoned up, and then we can see engineering requirement. In their joints, they have a HVAC symbols. So from the symbols, you can see this one is a two-way control valve. That means this needs control. So we, as the building automation control contractor, we will think about how to control it. This symbol lets us know how many devices we need to do the control. Now, for the detail, you can go through one by one. After course, in the course, we can go through it. And for the equipment, like I said before, our training station built with a boiler. So all the boiler information to show on this operation screen. And the status laid out. And the setting point, all the setting point in yellow background. So it's changeable. And alarms, required alarms, and the required sequence. You click that, the sequence will come out. And the chillers. So the chiller, the compressor, and the chiller pump set. This is one type of chiller. They call it air-cooled chiller. They have different type of chiller, but this one is a more modernized chiller unit. All the status, setting point in yellow, required alarm, and control sequence. Air handling unit. So we can see our air handling unit looks like more complicated, have more data, and their status, and the setting points, and the yellow background, and required alarms, and control sequence. Like other ones, if you click, they pop out the sequence. If you want to see it, I can click that, then come out. This is engineer requirement, how to control. So our program have to match that. Our response have to match that too. So in the course, we'll go through it. And the course and lab, we go through everything. Then it's a VAV box. This is one type VAV box with a serial fan and with a parallel fan. And without the fan. So it's a VAV box without a fan with a reheating unit. This is a typical, very common one for the VAV box application. So all the status, setting points, and alarms. This is a RAD, which is a radiation RAD control. And we have their status, setting point, alarms, control sequences. Besides those equipment, we have a lighting control, which shows the parking light control. So now, because the lighting level is below the setting point. So lights is on when it's occupied, right? So it's parking. If we change the setting point, I change it lower than the photo cell reading, the lights will be turned off, right? So that means that the lights reading is bright enough. You don't need to turn on the lights. And it's the power meters. So the power meter is a revenue level power meter. They record all the energy we consumption at this training station after it's built. Right. Here is interesting information. It's online from the hydro. You can get every 5 minutes, you can get a hydro posted their cost. But this is 50, actually is 5 cents. So 0 to 5 cents change at a different time. And this is a change price. Total price will add in the base price. So that means base price is 12 cents. So highest will be plus 5, so 17 cents. So that's how they count it. So based on this, you can see energy using is different, right? So you try to control your consumption at the highest time. This is very important for the building operators. So from those training station, with our course, with our training station and the lab, I believe the student after goes through our course and the training will have more confidence to apply the related work and job and to face the real project. We welcome the student interested in the building automation field come to learn this course. The building automation actually have a lot of job potential. So you can be the building automation technician or engineering staff. You can be the building operation and the facility management side. You can be building automation R&D people. All right. So a lot of job potentials. Thank you for listening.